Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I am the guy who picked Rampage Jackson to defeat Fedor Emelianenko. And I'm here to talk about Nora Cornolle versus Joselyne Edwards. Joselyne Edwards is 13 and 4, 27 years old, and she's got 1 inch of height and 3 inches of reach over 34-year-old Cornolle, who is 6 and 1 as a pro and making her debut at 34. Cornolle is a Muay Thai striker first and foremost. In fact, most of the footage I could find on her was all Muay Thai fights. But still seen enough of her in MMA to know she's developing. Because she's gotten a few finishes on the ground. She's a girl that would probably be most comfortable on the feet. But she's shown a willingness to grapple and has been successful. She's been ripping fighters to the mat. She pounded out this girl, Priscilla D'Souza, who... whatever, if nothing else, she's got 24 fights or whatever. And she pounded her out, ground and pound in round 2. She beat the girl Juliet Chukwu by rear naked choke. Even if, I think it's Sherdog or somebody tells you she doesn't have a submission win. She does. Rear naked choke in round 1. And she's comfortable on the feet, obviously, with all of her Muay Thai experience. And she's dangerous. She's, a good kickboxer, a little vulnerable in some ways. Like I mentioned in the Jacqueline Cavalcanch video, that's her one loss, by the way. She lost once by decision to Jacqueline Cavalcanch, and Cavalcanch is a very good striker herself, but she did get the better of Nora. Got the better of her, roughed her up, hurt her a few times, and Nora was still in the fight and even hurt Jacqueline with a spinning back fist, but she was outgunned there. But that was in her debut. Which still was only like 2 years ago, but she's had 6 or so fights since then. So she's getting better, no doubt about it. But I still don't. I'm picking Joselyne Edwards. I'll just give you my pick right now. I trust Joselyne Edwards more, even if she's had some dicey decisions and whatever. She's still a girl that I've only seen lose on the ground. And Nora Cornolle, even though she's shown a willingness and some ground skills too, whatever, I don't trust her to, beat Joselyne Edwards by following the blueprint of Jessica Rose Clark and Carol Hossa and Sarah Alpar. These are girls. The Sarah Alpar fight was in the LFA, and it was a long 25-minute fight. But these girls still had a lot of control time against Joselyne Edwards. Jessica Rose Clark and Carol Hossa dominated her, ripped her to the mat and dominated her, which, I'm not making her sound good there, but those are very good seasoned fighters. And even though you could say, oh no, Hossa's more of a striker or whatever, but they're good grapplers at this point. Nora Cornolle might be on her way to following in the footsteps of a Carol Hossa or whatever, but she's not there yet. She's not there, and I think she's biting off more than she can chew here. Joselyne Edwards has 13 wins, 8 by finish, 5 by TKO, 3 by submission, but in the UFC it's been all decisions. She's got 4 wins in the UFC, and they're all by decision. And she's only got 5 decisions altogether. So that shows you how, things are going at the UFC level. She's more of a point fighter because these girls are tougher to put away. She's pretty tough to put away herself, though. I mentioned her 3 losses. Those are all by decision. Her other loss is her only finish loss. It was by armbar. I forget the girl's name. I didn't write it down. But I know Joselyne Edwards avenged that loss sometime later, and it was via armbar. So that speaks well for her as well. But Joselyne Edwards, I trust her more, fighting at a higher level. Not that she's beaten the highest level competition, Ramona Pasquale and whatever, but she's still beaten some solid fighters, Lucia Pudilova, Jiyeon Kim, Wu Yanan, and she was able to outpoint them. She's a good kickboxer on the outside, moves well. I think she could... I don't know if she's going to want to be in the clinch or whatever, but I do think she could have success there. Certainly, Nora Cornolle, that's where she gets a good amount of her takedowns, and she's a Muay Thai fighter, so you may not want to go into the clinch. But Joselyne Edwards can handle herself. She's definitely a good fighter. Her biggest weakness is on the ground, and I don't think Nora Cornolle can exploit that. I think Joselyne Edwards can win on the outside, because even though Nora's a striker, she's still not the cleanest striker, Nora Cornolle. And she's a girl that I think, if somebody's comfortable fighting on the outside and they're quicker and more athletic than her, they'll be beating her to the punch. So I think Joselyne can win on the outside, and I think in all the little in-betweens, I expect her to win. I think she's the better grappler. I can't fucking believe I'm saying that, but it's what I have to believe here at this stage in the game for both fighters. So I'm trusting Joselyne Edwards. It's a thing of like experience, but without that danger factor that's there in the Volkan Oezdemir versus Bogdan Gushov fight there. So here I think Edwards will outpoint her. I think it could be close early, but I think she pulls away down the stretch and just out MMAs her, if not out strikes her. So Joselyne Edwards is the pick. I'd pick her to win by decision. Haven't seen those props, but I certainly bet on her at minus 125, and I like that. You know, I don't love it because she is Joselyne Edwards, but I think she should win this matchup. I think it's a matchup she should win. And, of course, she does have, as I said, 1 inch of height and 3 inches of reach. That's not nothing when we're talking about striking on the outside. I'm picking Joselyne Edwards. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit, and check out my other videos.